Welcome back to One Crisis here, and today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time for the final episode of the 2004 season in Justice for Prost Grand Prix. Last time around, it was a complete success of, well, not a complete success, but it was one of the best possible results we could get. It was a 1-3 in Belgium, no rain needed, but David Coulthard, well, not actually Coulthard, but Alonso's underperformance ruined what could have been a 1-2, which would have helped us a lot. What did help was that Ralf Schumacher didn't score any points, and in Italy, it was a 1-2. Panis winning the race, Alonso second, Ralf Schumacher scoring 1 point, so if he scores 9 points, and let me show you right here, if Ralf Schumacher scores 9 points, we are out of, well, Panis is out of this fight, and of course Panis is our number one driver, so he is the one that's gonna get the chance to win this championship. Drivers, it's very much up there, and well, that's the little issue. We cannot afford Ralf Schumacher scoring more than 9 points. If he scores 9, that's it, we're done. Similarly, if Coulthard scores, let me think, because I have not thought about Coulthard. If Coulthard scores more than 13 points, we are locked out of beating Coulthard. So our main priority is, of course, the lead of the championship. If Ralf scores more than 9 points, we're done. And if Coulthard scores more than 13, we cannot beat him. So those are our priorities. At the very least, we're gonna finish second in this championship. I would like to win, but I don't know how things will work out. In the constructors, we are in the lead. That's simple. We're on the lead of the World Constructors Championship, and as long as we don't have DNFs, we should definitely cruise into a win of the championship. Here is the entire Constructors Championship table. Only Jaguar is unclassified because Jaguar sucks. I will do something for Jaguar in between this and Japan, but I will show it to you later. As for the drivers, here is everyone. That was everyone. So what do I do now? First thing I did was adjust the commercial personnel because I had not changed it. I need to keep changing it. It's necessary. This annoys me, the fact that I'm gonna have to resign everyone next season, but that is not a problem. So I did testing, as you can see. I have 4 set of points that I'm gonna carry over to Japan. I recently discovered that trick, but I'm not gonna employ it here. I don't have enough time to employ it here. Also, I did not discover it. It was friend of the channel Ace. But if the opportunity comes up, I will show it. If not, well, sad. So did a bit of developing, and this is what it got. This is the 2G engine. I'm actually gonna do more testing on it, so I'm able to do some more modifications. And what I'm gonna do on this occasion is take these points, put them on fuel, put them on heat. What's the objective of this? The 2H version, which will be specifically designed for qualifying. So, for the next episode, we have plenty engines. The 2F is the one we're gonna use now, which pretty good. 2G was going to be the one I was gonna use for qualifying, but now will be the 2H, simply because he has lower fuel consumption. Nothing to do on tires, nothing to do on fuel, and I will mess with this later, not now. Rebuild as many spares as possible, put some percentage here on the CFD simulation that should give us the full thing, and the driving aids, all of it in active suspension. Also got research, but I'm not gonna use that, and repair the cars. Commercial's fine, commercial's done, we don't have to do anything here in commercial. So let's focus on the race weekend. I didn't show you the news on the previous episode, and it is important. So, there's nothing between Prost and McLaren as the season draws to an exciting finish. I will say that 9 points is a significant disadvantage for the second place. Of course, Panis win, Alonso second. Alonso led the grid indeed, and we crushed the opposition. Mobile is getting the Benetton is getting the mobile works deal. McLaren happy. Jordan signing a partner deal. Fastest lap Panis. Issue with David Coulthard, that was good. This is important. Ferrari has traction control. If we find traction control, we can report it to the FIA and maybe someone gets banned. That will be good. But if not, I could copy it. I could copy it. And McLaren has power brakes, but I don't care about McLaren. Ron Dennis, best manager, I'm not sure why. Stranger rumors was that some teams were spying on each other. That's because we were spying. Also, Peter Sauber, least effective manager, that's okay. Anyway, the race. We're focused on Ferrari right now because Ralf Schumacher is our main threat. As mentioned previously, I'm actually gonna stick with the 2F engine for both qualifying and the race, simply because it is the best engine we have. Soft tires, of course, and for the setup, I put on 4 points of rain on each driver. The reason for this is that it often rains in Europe, as we've seen in previous episodes. And if it rains, we're gonna have a lot of advantage, and Ralf Schumacher's not gonna be able to beat us. So I'm gonna carry over these 4 points because, let's go to Japan. This one per driver requires 7 points. So we need 14 points for both drivers. 4 here, 10 after testing, that is 14. So there's that. That's why we only have 4 points here. Anyways, of course boost the orders because qualifying, actually, this is not simulated qualifying, this is actual qualifying, so drop that. That's unnecessary. Come on. And lower that. Confirm the orders, confirm the setup, and confirm the assembly. Always confirm the assembly. And off we go! The European Grand Prix. I will keep calling it European Grand Prix, not the Luxembourg Grand Prix. We're in 2004 after all. Heavy rain, we're gonna have to do a lap, or perhaps not. Actually, we don't need to do laps in heavy rain. We'll wait until the weather turns better, we can do laps on the intermediates, and yeah. Okay, so let's head in there, hopefully get pole position. Fernando Alonso is on an absolute run. He puts it on the pole for the European Grand Prix, followed by Rubens Barrichello and Kimi Raikkonen. Williams having a bit of a resurgence. They are a bit late to fight for the championships, but they're definitely gonna try. Ralf Schumacher qualifies 4th. David Coulthard 5th, with Olivier Panis 6th. Not a good qualifying for Panis. I'm not sure what happened with it. He kept being either a second or 6/10 slower than Alonso. Also, track evolution was a bit weird at the beginning of the session. The track was very slow, well, mostly because it was raining. But after a second period of rain, track got absurdly fast. The pole time initially was like a 20.8, something like that. Then Panis nearly matches it. Then Alonso did a 20.3, and here we are. Anyway, behind Panis we have Fisichella 7th, Weber 8th, De La Rosa 9th, and Frentzen 10th. Here is the rest of them. And Eddie Irvine did not do a lap time in the dry, so he is out of this race, so only 21 cars running. Heavy rain, precisely the type of conditions we very much desire. Heavy rain means we will run a simple one-stop strategy and just adapt to the weather changes. So Panis is gonna run 37 laps. Fuel is very much a factor in this race, but let's play it safe. Let's begin by playing it safe. Just 30 laps, and we divide the final stint in 2. So 19 laps here. Well, not quite in 2, but you know what I mean. And then 18 laps. There we go. Alonso is going to run on a one-stop because he's a bit slower, and I'd rather have him blocking for Panis. It should be fine. He will go 37 laps, and we'll just adapt to whatever the conditions give us. So, precisely the kind of conditions we wanted, because we have plenty rain points applied to both drivers. Can we make the most of them? Only one way to find out. Let's head in there. Save the game, of course. Both of you are going to have just 6 in your acceleration, 6 in your acceleration. These are the orders for now. Panis with 1 extra point of curve usage. The reason for that is that Panis has more stamina, and off we go. lost the lead into turn 1, and Panis loses a bunch of places into turn 1, but it's fine. Alonso into the lead yet again, and Panis definitely needs to get a move on, because he needs to get out of this traffic. The arrows are going to be an annoyance. Okay, he's 10th now. He needs to move a bit more up. I'd rather have him a bit more up. There he goes, perhaps. 9th. That's fine. 10th. He needs to get a move on. 9th. Good. He has a Williams ahead. Probably Kimi. Okay, bunch jumps a bunch of people. That's 7. That is just Verstappen out, and Fernando Alonso in control of this race. Okay, let's have Alonso push, and let's have Panis push and drop this because it is unnecessary. Panis is getting some moves done. That's excellent. I'm not gonna bother the braking right now, and the reason for that is Ralf Schumacher is going backwards. Goodbye arrows. What did they die of? Of engine. Okay. The reason why I'm not gonna bother about braking too much in this race is simply one, the brakes are very reliable and they will not be damaged in this race. Panis up to 4th. And second, tire wear on the wet weather tires is not as significant as on the dry weather tires. Like, the dry weather tires jump to a certain amount of wear, the wet weather tires do not, so they will last longer. Panis up to 2nd place now. And now, all that needs to happen is that Alonso needs to give up the position to Panis, so that Panis can go off into the distance, into the sunset, and go win this race to help the championship cause. And remember, I added a bunch of rain points precisely because of this reason. If I expected this race to be dry, I would have put all of those points in tarmac, simply because tire durability is super important in these kinds of races, and since we aren't fighting anyone, time to lower this braking. Braking doesn't give you pace, so if you can get away with lowering it to 1, that will help you, simply because it wears out the tires more if you have braking at high. Same with acceleration, but acceleration also affects your fuel consumption. My suggestion, if you're gonna run soft tire strats, start the race with 1 acceleration point, simply because having 1 acceleration point is nearly always faster, unless the stint is like 10 laps or something like that. Olivier Panis goes into the lead of the European Grand Prix, and the Prost boys are going. That is John Alesi trying to hunt us down. So it is Panis 1st, Alonso 2nd, Alesi 3rd, Coulthard 4th, Fisichella 5th, Rubens Barrichello 6th, 7th is Kimi? Or did Kimi drop back? No, it's Kimi, okay. 9th is Michael Schumacher. So Michael Schumacher trying desperately to score a point for Jaguar. Remember, Jaguar doesn't have any points. Jaguar doesn't have any points at this moment in time, so Michael desperately wants to score some points in one of his home Grand Prix. Panis is off into the distance, and unless there's a DNF from him, we should be. He passed his brother. Michael passed Ralf. Now he gets a position back. This fight's gonna be super interesting. That Kimi, Ralf, Michael fight. Sadly, you will not get to see all of it because I have to cut the recording here and cut ahead into the future. So I will see you then. Okay, it's about a good time to show you that first. It stopped raining. It's drying out. It's still not enough to put intermediates, but that's when Panis' 2-stop comes into the fore. But second, the Michael Schumacher point stream is dead. There he is. He is 9th right now because Juan Montoya happens to be good enough in these conditions, and then he has a VAR which is faster than the Jaguar. Pedro de la Rosa goes into the pits. So yeah, Michael and his dream of points. That dream is in life support. That's very unfortunate. I do want to see Michael Schumacher get points. Like that will be awesome. Like, first of all, that will mean all the 11 teams get points. And second, it will be Michael Schumacher in the worst car of the grid scoring points. That will be awesome. He goes into the pits. Why in the hell he went into the pits? Now the dream is very dead. I am physically upset at Jaguar. I am all kinds of upset at Jaguar. I do not understand why have they done that, but they have. Anyway, time to cut the recording here and go ahead onto, I guess, the weather changes. Alright, it is time to change to the intermediates, and I would have preferred it was a bit later, but at the very least here we are. And, well, it doesn't... I mean, it's fine for Alonso. Actually, it's fine for Alonso. Well, who am I kidding? This is the proper time for this to happen. Because Panis will get his stop for basically free. He could have extended his stint by one more lap, but that's okay. Alonso will get to extend his by 10 laps. Gonna have to jump into the intermediates. Panis in for his stop, and he's obviously gonna be completely uncontested in this situation. And this is one of the reasons why the Michael Schumacher situation annoys me so much, because had he held on for longer, he would have been able to go into the intermediate and be successful. Also, yes, you are seeing things right. We have lapped Olivier Panis. Ralf Schumacher. Panis is called Maxim. We have lapped Ralf Schumacher. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is something that has actually happened. We have been successful in that endeavor. I can actually go a bit longer. Lap 22, and Alonso should adjust his fuel, should be saved a bit enough to be able to do the strategy completely. Same with Panis. Both should have enough fuel. But the only thing we need to worry about now is when to switch to the soft tires. We are, from this point on, the softs could make it, but they will be worn out by that point, and I'd rather not risk that. Also, I am going to give Alonso some points so that he gets to overtake those spot markers without much issue. The soft could make it from here, but I don't want to do that simply because they will wear out plenty, so not that it matters any much. We will not see the soft tires in this race apparently, because it has now begun to rain again, and yeah, there's that. I think on Alonso's next stop I will just fuel him up to the end. Same with Panis, just put all of the necessary fuel to complete the race and go to the end. That should make things a bit simpler. That change did not take long at all, so I'm just gonna have Alonso serve his final stop of the day if there's no more incidents. So I'm gonna have 21 laps, 20 to get to the end plus 1 so that this updates. It's a bit annoying the way this thing works, in that at times it shows you that you cannot make it to the end, but the game will update the fuel as it goes on, and as the driver says fuel, which it happens, as you've seen it on pretty much all of the episodes in this career. But something that also happens is that if you have an unplanned stop, like Panis is having right now, and this fuel says that you will not be able to make it and you do not add fuel, you will not make it. Like, the game will throw a fit at you and you will not be able to make it. So I always add like an extra lap of fuel just for those situations, just so that, you know, my bases are covered and nothing bad's gonna happen to my fuel last. Like, as you can see, we have just gone out of the pits. Tarso Marquez has gained a penalty. So Alonso says 35 laps and we should be able to make it, right? Now it says 33 and we have to make it 34 laps. So we actually have enough fuel, but if we went to pit, change tires and everything, after that we will not have enough fuel. So always add a bit of safety fuel, even if it seems like you're gonna make it. Yeah, that's my Grand Prix World lesson for the day. I wanted to turn this into the half race report, but I'm gonna do that in a bit. So cut until call it lap 40, not the exact middle, but from there I can make a more comfortable half race report. So we have indeed reached lap 40, so welcome to the half race report presented by myself. Who else? This race is going exactly as planned. So, quick show right here. After I disable RTSS, the whole overlay thing, come on. Panis leads from Fernando Alonso. That's everything we could have wanted and hoped. We have been dominant. like as you can see here, lap 41 for Panis, 41 laps completed for Panis. He's on lap 42 actually. Alonso completed 40 laps, about to enter lap 42, now 41 laps. Look at the difference, like, just look at the difference. Where is third place man? Let's just go through the entire rundown. John Lacey is in third place. Fourth place is Giancarlo Fisichella. Fifth, Ralf Schumacher, not having a great race. David Coulthard in 6th place. Michael Schumacher found his way up to 7th, but remember he's on a 3-stop, so he might drop. 8th, Juan Pablo Montoya. Though notables not in the points. Guys like Rubens Barrichello, or Kimi Räikkönen, or Mark Webber. They are not in the points. They had Barrichello and Kimi had a great showing in qualifying, but they are nowhere as we right now. Unfortunate for them. Also, Alonso is trying to pass David Coulthard, but has not been successful in that endeavor, and he's being passed by Michael Schumacher of all people. Actually, where's Michael? Okay, Michael is in traffic. Virtually lost the position to Kimi. What are they doing out there? I do not get it. But at this rate, they will get some penalties involved there, so they will give way to Alonso. So yeah, this race has gone exactly to plan. We prepare for the rain, and rain is what we got. And no one else prepares against the rain like us. Tarso Marquez get another blue flag penalty. Yeah. His fault. No one else prepares like us for wet weather situations, and that's most of the reason why we're winning. The other reason is that, well, Olivier Panis happens to be a good wet weather driver. Alonso is not. I'm gonna say he's not great in this save, but he is serviceable enough to be able to get this to work. So kudos to Alonso, you know, for making it work. He's second, and that's John Lacey? He slapped John Lacey. So we are in a class of 2. This is Formula 1 versus Formula 1.5, all thanks to the wet weather situations, all thanks to how overpowered the rain statistic is. There goes Michael Schumacher into the pits. How far will he drop? He's 10th. He's 10th. John Lacey goes out. Someone took him out. Someone most certainly took him out. I saw his rear wing being snapped, so I don't know who could have been. That's gonna that puts a bit of a lifeline in the Michael Schumacher points dream. Jarno truly spins out. Bad job, Jarno, bad job. But I want to see now. Yeah, that's Minardi out. Who took him out? Okay, Mark Webber has a penalty now. He went into the pits. But I want to know, or it's going to be like, it's Ralf Schumacher. It's Ralf. Yes. All right. Thank you, Ralf. That's massive for the championship. Because a moment ago, Ralf could have scored some points, would have been decent, nothing too crazy. Would have been very difficult to win the championship still, but, you know, we will have gone in there with hopes and dreams. But now, after that, all we have to do in Mark Webber serving another penalty. All we will have to do in Japan is outscore Ralf Schumacher. Because again, the only way Ralf Schumacher beat us is if he scores 9 points. And the only way to score 9 points is effectively by winning the race. So basically the only way Ralf could knock us out of the championship now is winning the Japanese Grand Prix, which I am certain we're not going to let him do. We're not just going to let him stroll in and win the Japanese Grand Prix. So the dream of the Olivier Panis Drivers' Championship has just risen. It's just through the roof now. We can win this championship. We can win the Drivers' Championship now. And I think with this one we will secure the Constructors, although I don't want to do the maths. But I'm pretty sure this result will lock us in the Constructors' Championship. I'm pretty sure. Thanks to John Lacey for being a roadblock and taking out Ralf Schumacher. We didn't ask him to do so. He's not even on our team, and he went and did it. And that got Michael Schumacher into the points again, so even more successful. Now it's in overcast conditions, and I will cut the recording here until, you know, weather conditions change. So I will see you in a while. That change was fast. Also, David Coulthard has not gotten a penalty despite being in front of Alonso for as long as I can remember. I think this is some of the FIA bias built into this game, because at times, when was it? Britain? That we had that wet qualifying, but Alesi had a faster time than Ralf, but Ralf still got ahead, still went into the... I think there's some FIA bias built into this game. Anyway, Alonso goes into the pits to put the intermediates. 15 out of 15. Take notice of that. I added an extra liter of fuel so that he could make it to the end of the race, actually. A lap. So that he could make it to the end. Panis had no such trouble with Coulthard. No! No! Michael Schumacher out with hydraulics issue, and the points dream is most certainly dead. The only other chance he has is... I am aware that I have not brought in Panis, that's intentional. The only chance he now has is in Japan. So the only way he scores points is if he does so in Japan. That's so sad. Man, he was on his way to points. Now I wonder, who's gonna get points then? Who's gonna get... Now it's Kimi getting the points. Maybe Saracen ends up overtaking him. But yeah, that's the Michael Schumacher points on Jaguar dream dead and buried. That's so unfortunate. Cut the recording here and on to the future. Alright. Conditions change again. I'm gonna bring Alonso again, giving him an extra lap of fuel again so he can make it to the end again. It wasn't necessary though. Now he has 13 laps of fuel for 12 laps, but that's okay. Same with Panis. I'm gonna bring him. He doesn't need an extra lap, so I'm just gonna bring him in. I made a mistake with Alonso because I did not change that. I actually just called him in. I didn't think it. That's exactly what happened. So when you're doing things, think. I just couldn't react fast enough. I don't really care about the pit stop glitch. It's fine. It's fine. I just need to bring Alonso in to put him on the proper set of tires, and we should be fine. They had a faster pit stop than us. That's I feel insulted, but I guess it's fine. No one comes in. Mark Webber's gonna come in though. He does. So Alonso's gonna get pit stop glitched. Who is a threat? I think only Fisichella is a threat. Oh no, it's Coulthard, but Coulthard should not be able to catch us. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, I said. Get out of the way. Webber, you're a lap down. I mean, it's fine, but there he doesn't go. Yeah, Webber now, he got a penalty. Good job, you fool. Okay. It's unnecessary, but I'm just gonna save the brakes. This should be a very simple and comfortable win. By the way, the other Jaguar got taken out with hydraulics issues, so if they're getting taken out both at the same time with hydraulics issue, that tells me it's just a hydraulics reliability situation, and that means they might not even survive Japan. So, and heck, this is a track with high heat rating, so how in the world are they gonna make this? Jaguars in high trouble. They're not gonna score points this season. This was their one chance and they blew it. It's completely blown. Final lap of the European Grand Prix, and Olivier Panis was in a class of 1. Completely dominated this race, had a terrible start but made up for it with excellent pace. All of it thanks to, let's show Panis now, thanks to the fact I put a bunch of rain points into his setup, and well, most of the race was in the rain. Many disappointments for Jaguar. Now they only have one more chance to score points, but today Olivier Panis is your winner. Second will be Fernando Alonso, who is a lap down. That's why I tell you he was in a class of 1. Even Alonso, who has the same amount of rain points as him, couldn't keep up. That's because Alonso only has one less wet weather point than Panis, and that creates a significant disadvantage for Alonso. But still, Panis just dominated this race. And thanks to John Lacey sacrificing himself to take out Ralf Schumacher, this championship fight will go down to Japan, and we can win. It is a Prost 1-2. Again, Panis in a class of 1. Alonso second in a class of 1 as well, but a bit lower than Panis. Third, Giancarlo Fisichella from David Coulthard, Rubens Barrichello, Juan Pablo Montoya, Enrique Bernoldi, and Kimi Raikkonen. The other people that finished were Saracen Mazzacane, of all people, Pedro Della Rosa, and Mark Webber. Webber at 5 laps down. Carson Marquez binned it. The Jaguars had hydraulics issue, and that was very sad. Ralf Schumacher crashed into John Lacey, truly binned it. Button, Frentzen, and Verstappen had engine failures. So, David Coulthard takes the lead of the World Driver Championship by 1 point over Ralf Schumacher. 2 points over Olivier Panis. So, now our main contender isn't Ralf, it's Coulthard. The only way Coulthard could knock us out is if he scores 8 points. I think he has the wins differential over Panis. I could make a bit of countback. So if we tied, Coulthard will win it. Ralf Schumacher still needs a win to win it. Basically, whoever wins the race will win the championship. And that will probably be Panis if it does rain. Alonso could in theory win the championship, but let's be completely honest. Panis is the better wet weather driver, and he's our number 1, so he will be our main guy for this race, for the Japanese Grand Prix. We have won the Constructors' Championship because the maximum amount of points you can get is 18, and the best McLaren can do is get to 148. So with 152 points and counting, Prost Grand Prix has won their first Constructors' Championship. This is one of the goals that he had for this career. Win at least 2 Constructors' Championship. This is our first one. And even if we didn't win with this one, I had planned to do at least 2 more seasons of this. So we will have 2005 and 2006, and this will be the first of hopefully 3 World Constructors' Championships. So there is that. Olivier Panis 4 wins, Alonso 1 win, 3 portals for Alonso, just 1 for Panis, and we're making cash. Yes, that's fine. Let's see. We will use the sign, do not worry. Finally, El, finally we get some fuel from you. Amazing, right at the proper time. And sponsors are phoning in to congratulate us for our Constructors' Championship win. Unused advantage, I don't care about that, we cannot use it. Licensing, I don't care. We found a driver 8, let's check that. 3rd straight win. Hopefully we can make it 4 in a row. FIA funding, fantastic. Panis takes 3 wins in succession. Heavy showers, torrential rain, position to run away, we already have it. This is gonna be even important, I'm gonna show you. Alonso with the fastest lap. Issues, sponsorship, design, regulations governing engine design, fuel and tire. I will show you what happened with those in a moment. And best manager. Okay, what kind of traction control Ferrari has? It's just a level 2. Is it legal though? They have auto gears level 3. Active suspension. Power brakes level 1. Auto gears 2. Traction control 1. Ferrari auto gears. I'm trying to see. It doesn't look like it. In this scenario, the logical thing will be for me to complain, but because we are the highest ranking team in the FIA rankings and the price for being the best team in the FIA rankings is this estimated amount of cash, I'm not gonna do that, because if it fails or even if it succeeds, it lowers your standing with the FIA, so I'm not gonna do that. And we'll keep that 10% there because I have to keep the 10% somewhere. And now I need to keep moving people here. That's fair enough. That's good. Right. So, what do I do now? First, get the guys to start working on active suspension again. Accept that. Then research that. So we can advance that stage. And I'm gonna do some testing to be able to get that wind tunnel. And we will be able to build another front wing for Japan to guarantee our victory. Or at least I hope it guarantees our victory. Let me leave these points hanging around here. We only need 5 more to fill up that range, so we can win this race. So yeah, what do I do now? Not much here. How is our second fuel? More reliability, more performance, that's fine. And here is our 2H spec of engine for qualifying. Actually, the 2G was going to be the qualifying specification, but I got this 2H, less rigidity, so that's fine. 2F will still be the race engine. I really hope everything is recording, by the way. Right, so I will come back after I have done the full setup and research and so on. But before I go, important thing that I must do, improve the factory to level 4. Why level 4? An extra facility, an extra personnel I'm able to fit. Of course, because of the house rule I have, I can only have 60 in most departments. That's not gonna be that important, but it will be important for commercial, because for commercial I can put as many people as I want, because commercial is not that influential in terms of performance. So I'm gonna build a new factory. It's gonna cost me 6 million, but we have plenty cash, so that's perfectly fine. So let me do my testing and I will come back to you. Alright, so I have returned. What have I done? Of course, I have done testing. I did the full setup testing, which of course I had to do. As you can see with this program, got everything done. And full setup, I did engine testing because I could. There was no need for me to do that, but I did engine testing in any case. Full setup, which I already deployed. I will explain to you what I did in a moment. Full research, which I'm going to use to go to the 2004 chassis. We are already in the wind tunnel stage, so with research, construct the component, and we're gonna have 4 extra percentage in the car. Although I did testing with the improved part, with the new design, and I think this might well be a downgrade because we lose grip with the new component. Although I could have changed that with wind, but can't do that at this point. Repaired all the cars, and yeah, we got that upgraded fuel. We got everything here. We got 16 total models of engine, which is absurd, but Grand Prix worldings. Here's our qualifying engine. Not much else around here. Of course, we are building the factory. I already talked about that in the previous session. What are we talking to in terms of VIP? Not PSN, but ELF. Talk with ELF and yeah, keep talking with everyone else. Before we go there, top team in the FIA rankings, but what we need to see is how the cars will change. So, this could have been better. So, the boost chassis will be the low range chassis. We are actually like middle range, so this doesn't help us. It will help Jaguar though, so there's that. Forgot to do that thing for Jaguar. I should do it before we actually enter this episode, this part of the episode proper. In any case, engine, no change. So the current specification of engine that we have here, Renault. So full fuel, full heat, full response is actually pretty good. Reliability there, but no power. This is the exact engine we will see in 2005. And it's actually pretty good after a few remaps where we move some reliability and some heat over to the power section and one reliability point, because of course after we do that, actually we move reliability over to power and then some points over to weight. Heat will go down, but that's no issue. We should have a decent engine. Of course, it isn't a Ferrari or a Mercedes that we could get a work steel and completely max it out, but it's fine. Unfortunately, we're gonna be down on power for Australia, and a bit down on power still for Brazil, but We do have a capable engine, and it's not like the Cosworth or the Asiatek is significantly more powerful. In any case, our main competitors are running Cosworth engine, Cosworth power, and it's not like they are significantly more powerful than us, so it should be fine. Fuel getting a downgrade, it's not that good, because remember, we have an Elf customer deal. Elf cannot improve, so this maxed out engine tolerance, it will go down. It's good that we have it for this race, but it will go down. And tires will upgrade, which is bad, because the tires, they are already pretty damn good as is. Well, the Bridgestones are pretty good, the Michelins are getting there. Had we gotten a downgrade, these ratings will have gone down and our work deal will have allowed us to do amazing things. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. We will get an upgrade, all the ratings will go up, which means that the AI will also get access to stupidly good tires, and the Bridgestone is already stupidly good as is. You see it, it's amazing. But we will do what we can with what we have. Also, the 2004 chassis is illegal, but that doesn't play a part into what we're doing now. What we're doing now is preparing the cars for qualifying. We're gonna go to the 2H engine, confirm the assembly, and Japan setup is simple. All of the points in rain. All of the points in rain, and if it rains, it's gonna be like Europe. We're gonna demolish everyone. If it's not rainy, we're gonna be in a bit of trouble because the car doesn't seem to be that good. How to put it? We lost some grip with the new upgrade. Maybe because of windy conditions, but yeah, it's at 5. Wind 5 and Wind 4 are dangerous. You lose grip for some reason due to the way the game's coded up, so if you have Wind 4 or Wind 5, increase it to like 6. I will be doing that in future episodes as well. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. So this is getting done. New test rig, that's gonna be helpful. Yeah, something that I had to check here. So, our estimated revenue for 2004 was 63.6 million. We went over that. We went to 63.7 million without this race. And for next year, we're expected to make 87 million, 87.7, thanks to the FIA paying us a bit more cash and I guess sponsorship. But we also have spent 53.2 million up to this point. We need to add however much we expend in Japan. But we are expected to make next year over 30 million, which is plenty money. That's what, and it's gonna be even more because like we're gonna increase the size of the factory, but I'm not gonna increase the personnel we have simply because then the game turns a bit too easy. Only in commercial I'm gonna do that. The point is, we're gonna make plenty money, but these boys are gonna ask for a resign, so I'm gonna have to increase their salary a bit. And in any case, we're gonna spend some cash as well because we have to pay this championship bonus, and this championship bonus, even though it isn't much, but we still got to pay it. Alright, so I'm gonna do the little thing I said I was gonna do to Jaguar, and you're not gonna notice it, so we're gonna jump straight into this Grand Prix. Actually, before we head into, we actually have to do some permutations. So, we're gonna win. Like, that's the big objective. We got to win. But if we win and Coulthard is second, we need to check out who has more wins. Like, we know Panis has 4 wins right now. But how many wins does Coulthard have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Panis has the win differential, 4 wins over 3. So what that tells us is that even if DC were to finish second, Panis will have 5 wins over DC's 3. So in that case, we do win the championship. So all we need to do is win the race. Easy. Okay. Now that I say that, we're not gonna win. But we're gonna do our best, so now let's head in there. So, the Japanese Grand Prix 2004, and our chance to make history as Prost Grand Prix wins their very first World Drivers' Championship. We already won the Constructors' Championship, and we're gonna have to pay in cash for that. But you know, it is our chance to make even bigger history. So, we already have the 2H specification, poor rigidity, poor heat, but good fuel, good response, good weight for maximum performance. And we're both gonna put on the soft. We don't want to use the hard on this one, we want to use the soft. Hard is just bad. So, let's head in. So it's David Coulthard on pole position, which isn't ideal. Second is Fernando Alonso, so we're gonna have someone up there fighting for Panis. Third will be Rubens Barrichello. Fourth, Kimi Raikkonen. Again, Williams is up there fighting for positions, but in the race they just vanish. Panis is fifth, decent. Ralf Schumacher is sixth, confirming pretty much Ferrari's downfall. Seventh will be Mark Webber with Fisichella 8, again confirming Ferrari's downfall. Ninth is Juan Montoya, and 10th will be Heinz-Harald Frentzen. Here is the rest of them. There was some rain in the session, but that was at the very end, so no more laps could be done. Is Discord open? Discord is indeed open. After this particular session I will close it so I can record without noise, sound, other sounds. Anyway, we remember, objective is to win. We cannot do much if we do not win, so yeah, it has to be done. And we have the best possible scenario for this. Heavy rain, high wind speed is not ideal, but we can work with that. We can work with heavy rain, go back to the 2F specification so we can go full top speed without issue. I could use level 5 traction control, but that is illegal and I don't want to get disqualified out of this race. For this one, pretty simple. I'm gonna run a bit longer for Panis, like 21 lap stints, and then a shorter stint here at the end. That's just 11 laps. 21, 20, and 12 actually. That works out. Alonso's gonna go this 20, 20, and 13. Actually, you're gonna go 42, then 21, then now it is 11. 21, 21, 11, and 20, 20, 13. Well, we have our big shot at winning the World Drivers' Championship, and we're gonna take it. So let's head in there, win this thing. As per usual, save the game. In terms of orders, I'm gonna keep them like that for now. Then I'm gonna lower curb usage. I cannot remember. I think it was to 5 or 6. I can check that later. But final race. Let's see what we can do. Alonso to the lead. And Panis to 9th. And he's gonna drop even more. Watch. Yep. Starting in the midfield, I'm not sure how to prevent them from making that. Maybe it is an issue of overtaking aggression. But I'm not gonna lower aggression just for that. And in any case, Alonso to the lead, and I'm gonna drop that, I'm gonna drop this, and I'm gonna drop his curb usage to 5 until I can confirm exactly what we need. Panis, on the other hand, is gonna get acceleration down to 1, curb usage to 6, because he can take more curb usage. And braking, I'm gonna keep it to 10. He will not completely slice and dice around people because he's still not that good. But he's gonna try. So 19th, definitely needs to get a bit higher. I'm gonna lower his aggression in terms of overtakes to see if I can prevent him making a mistake. 17th now, so it's Alonso from Raikkonen, Fisichella, Ralf Schumacher. What's Raikkonen doing there? Raikkonen's not good in the wet, he makes another mistake. Okay, Panis is gonna be an adventure on this race because he needs to win, but he's in trouble. He is the best, he is in the best wet weather car, of course, but he still needs to cut through traffic, and lowering aggression certainly did not help him prevent mistakes. So we do what we can. Gonna raise that. Gotta keep that high then. If he's gonna make mistakes, then might as well have him push other drivers and overtakes. Ralf Schumacher struggling. Kimi Raikkonen maintaining his position. Again, he's not supposed to be good in the wet. Maybe Williams invested in wet weather points. Oh no, that's okay. That's Kimi. What's Kimi doing there? And who DNF? It's so Jarno Trulli ends his season early by DNFing, and now Panis doesn't make a mistake. That's perfect. But still, I need you to get a move on. Come on. Come on. Get past that arrows. Good. Get past the other arrows. Shouldn't be that difficult. There you go. 10th now. He will catch up to Alonso because Panis is the better wet weather driver, but he still needs to get past this traffic. Ralf Schumacher is struggling. David Coulthard, I'm not sure where he is. Physical is now second. I'm not sure where Coulthard is. But we got the lead and, well, Alonso got the lead and now he's vanished. Like, Coulthard, I mean, okay. Coulthard is right there and now he's gonna make another mistake, isn't he? Yep, I'm not sure how to stop it. I'm not sure how to stop it. But, I mean, he's climbing. He's gonna find his way up to P1 eventually. Or, well, at least past the traffic eventually. So, cut the recording here and set up the correct amount of curb usage, and I will return to you when I have done so. Okay, it took him actually yes, it took him 7 laps, but Panis is finally second place, and the gap to Alonso is quite significant. Let's use this, there's an airplane going around. It has snapped. So last lap the gap was 29 seconds. Let's wait until Panis. Let's actually use this. 29.7 seconds from Panis to Alonso. Let's see what the gap is now. 29.4. Who has the fastest lap right now? It's Panis. 49.1. Let's let them complete this lap and see who is exactly faster. It should be, let's take those off and let's bring these and this down, simply because they will not be having to fight anyone important, only back markers, and they are not that relevant. But right now Panis should be the fastest man on track. He has the actual fastest lap, 49.1 on clean air. But let's see now what happens when both are in clean air. Alonso goes and post A, doesn't improve actually. 51.4, so slow lap, could go better. Panis in clean air does a 51, so both mediocre lap somewhat, but Panis is now 28.1 seconds. He's about 1 second a lap faster. We saw this at Europe. Someone's out. There goes Jean Alesi. That's unfortunate. He could have had a shot at significant points in this race because he's Jean Alesi. Driver issue, skill issue. Not gonna see any more from him until next year. Okay, let's see what the gap is now after Alonso crosses the line. So he posts a 50.9, better lap. What about Panis? Alonso was a 50.9. Panis will be a 49.9. So now the gap is 27 seconds, like I told you, about a second a lap faster. Let's cut the recording here until Panis catches up to Alonso. There might be pit stops in the middle, but there goes Ralf Schumacher. He's gonna lose the championship. He's running a 3-stopper for whatever reason. He's not gonna win anymore. So let's cut the recording here until we catch up to Alonso, or maybe until pit stops get triggered. Okay, so Panis catching Alonso wasn't as fast as I would have imagined, mostly because Panis has run into traffic, but we are running our first pit stops of the day. The first one will be for Alonso, physically in third, by the way. He has put Michael Schumacher a lap down over here, you can see. In goes Alonso, hopefully no one else, good. Alonso into the pits, first stop of the day. Show me Alonso, please. There he goes. Now it's Panis' turn. He will serve his stop, and after that we will see where are we exactly in terms of position. 48.9 from Panis. Very good lap time. Both are posting very similar lap times. Maybe because I'm using accelerated time and that speeds things up, but speaking of other things, look at the difference between us and PC in the third fastest lap. 48.9 versus a 53.0. That's 4 seconds. That's how overpowered the wet weather rating is. Like, put a bunch of rain points, you will become absurdly fast. So, as expected, We have put Ralf Schumacher a lap down, and a long time ago we put David Coulthard a lap down. Of course, we come out behind that arrows, but that's fine. Let me skip ahead. What is the gap right now? That gap is not reliable. Let's wait until this goes to 22 so we can see exactly. Thanks, Luciano. We can see exactly where is Alonso and Panis in terms of time difference. There goes Alonso. There goes Panis. Panis is 18 seconds behind, so definitely catchable. Definitely catchable. Let's see. I mean, he has to. He needs to win, otherwise he's not winning the title if he doesn't win this race. So he needs to win. Come on. You can do it. Actually, he doesn't exactly need to win, but the win guarantees. Like, if somehow David Coulthard all the way down in 10th, though he's probably not winning. Ralf Schumacher down in 8th, just other collapse. But in a scenario where those two were to come up and finish second, then by winning we will have covered our bases and we will win the title. So that's why I want Panis to win. It's lap 29. I think this is a convenient time to do the half race report presented by myself. So I already took out the overlay because of what I'm about to do. So actually, okay, I needed to do that because I couldn't see the frame counter. I at times deactivated just so I can run races a bit faster. So currently it's Fernando Alonso in the lead from Olivier Panis, and that's going to change eventually and soonish. Third is Giancarlo Fisichella, who we're coming up to lap. Fourth is Jos Verstappen with Kimi Raikkonen fifth. Kimi doesn't usually have good wet weather races because his wet weather rating is low, but he's having an excellent race today. Sixth is David Coulthard. He's not winning the title with that kind of performance. Seventh, Mark Webber, and eighth, Rubens Barrichello. Ninth, Enrique Bernoldi, and 10th, it's Ralf Schumacher. Now he's 11th. Things are happening. But the most important thing is Giancarlo Fisichella is slowing down Olivier Panis. But no, the most important thing is we're actually in position to win the title right now, because from this position, Coulthard will gain, I think that's 3 points. Panis will gain 8. He only needed 2 to be able to overtake him, and he's getting them. So in this current condition, Olivier Panis is your 2004 world champion. But still, I want to win that, secure that championship with the win. Even if Alonso also deserves to win because he got second place, he shot off into the distance of the line. He also deserves the win, but Panis is our number one, and I want to guarantee the title. So, yeah. He should be able to catch Alonso, but it's taking plenty time simply because the wet weather creates such disparity in terms of performance that there's a lot of traffic. And in the first stint, Panis burnt a lot of his tires passing people, while Alonso was in clean air, having his braking turned down to 1 and not really burning up his tires. And also Panis is struggling a bit more in terms of overtaking the back markers, so Alonso has been able to hold on in the distance, but now the gap is just 10 seconds, so Panis should be able to catch him up even before pit stops become a factor. So yeah, the only thing that could stop us now is a Panis DNF, which certainly hope it doesn't happen, and if it happens I will be very sad. But overall we are in how to put it, in perfect position to win this title. So yeah, in control. Now, what's in the future? Because this is something I wanted to talk about, not just about the whole situation in this race. It's pretty straightforward. We just win. But what am I going to do in the future of this save? Of course, I'm going to continue this save. Like I said, 2 more years, so there are about 18 episodes left of this series. That is 2 build-up episodes, 8 episodes of races, so 2 races per episode as usual. But what I'm gonna do up after that, I was thinking I've never played. Actually, I have played it once, but not much. There are plenty mods for this game. There are mods for every single year of the 90s. So you have, well, not every single year, but the most relevant ones. So that's a that's a disservice to Prost, but in any case, from 1994 you have mods for 1994, 95, 96, 97, 98, which is the base game, 99, 2000, 2001, as you can see here. This is mod, by the way. There is no 2002 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. There is 2007, and then it goes to, if memory serves, is 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. There's also 2023, and up to there it reaches. I've been considering playing on a different mod. Like, obviously, I'm gonna do another playthrough of this thing on a different mod. Panis is gonna have some issues there in traffic, as you can see. There, it's gonna slow him down, put him behind traffic again. But I was considering which year I should do next, and there are plenty of options. So, for example, well, 2000 doesn't quite have as many options as I would like, because there's only one tire supplier. There are plenty engine suppliers, but there's no Renault. It's only SuperTech, so that will only be a partner deal. Technically, this is also a partner deal as well, but not as important. I could play the 2001 Toyota version, where Toyota is actually in the game. You have all of the engine suppliers that the engine can have. Alonso's gonna have a pit stop in a few moments. I could have 1999, but that's also not as relevant because it's no, it's actually SuperTech at that point, but it's also just a partner deal, not or even just a customer deal, not even a works deal. I could also play 1997. 1997 has Stewart and a modification that changes Stewart into Lola, with all the performance that implies. So that's a challenge I could do. I could do a modified version of 23. Yes, it only has Pirelli, and it will be more time relevant for the times we're on now. And by modification, I mean a little modification I personally made is that every single engine supplier is in the game. So you can have, of course, Ferrari staying with Ferrari, but you can have like stuff like Red Bull Audi or Williams Porsche, or which other supplier is there? Andretti Cadillac. Andretti is in the game as well, so that could be an idea to explore in the future. The 2023 mod, or even the 2022 mod, it also has, can't remember if that one has Toyota or Andretti. It has one of those, I'm not sure. But another option I'm willing to visit is 1994. I tried to avoid 1994 due to the whole Senna situation. I don't know, at times it feels a bit like I will be doing it just because Senna is in the game, but 1994 is the mod with the most modifications. Because you have Lotus, you have Pacific, you have Simtek. Simtek will be an interesting option to do, but it has plenty of options. I've been considering what to do. 1995 is also an option, but I don't think it has that many modifications compared to 1994. So yeah, that's something I want to explore. I'll probably end up doing 1994, but the team, I need to check which teams are there. This time around I want to build a bug marker, and I want to use different house rules. So for example, the house rules I have here, it's like the design team, dang it Panis, the design team is limited in what they can do. But in that other save, I want to, instead of limiting my design team, I want to use my design team as much as possible, but increase the AI performance to compensate, which is something I can do with the save game editors. So yeah, I do have some ideas in mind. I do not know which one will come to fruition, like I do not know which one I will do in the current time, but by the time 2006 ends in this campaign, I will have an idea of which one I want to do. Maybe I even make it a community post and ask you people what would you want to see? Which year you will want to see? Like, although I feel if I do that, you're gonna vote 1994 because Senna. Although the other years also have interesting stuff. I don't know. I'll think about it. So yeah, this has been the house what's in the future. And the computer lagged for a moment. I'm pretty sure that's just Discord still being around there. I had it so it doesn't give any notifications, but now Panis is gonna come for his stop, and I think that should be enough. Maybe it isn't, but I think it will be enough for Panis to finally overcut Alonso and take the lead of the race and fly off into the sunset. Let's see. In goes Panis, tires and fuel, just 11 laps, and off he goes. Down the straight goes Alonso, not quite, but he is there. Okay, what do you mean game post? Oh, okay, yeah, Alonso recovered in first place, okay, it's fine. So, I got the recording here until, I guess until Panis gets first place, so I'll see you in a while. So the situation turned to sunny conditions, and Panis has caught up to Alonso and has passed Alonso, so Olivier Panis, with a few laps to go, takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. And now the circuit is wet. We could turn to the intermediates, but you know what? We have a significant gap over everyone else. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait it out with the wet tires, simply because there's like no point in pitting and there's actually no real point in doing that. Well, there's actually a point to go faster, but like, race is about to end. We're on lap 47 of 53. Like, at this point, might as well just wait until the track turns into dry conditions and switch into the dry tires at that point. But in any case, Panis is leading and he's gonna win this race. Well, actually, Panis is gonna win this race if he doesn't make any mistakes, if there's no like weird DNFs or something. So we should be in the clear. Dang it, I moved the microphone. We should be in the clear from this point on. So yeah, success has been achieved, and we're gonna win this a bit earlier than I expected, that's for sure. It has switched to dry conditions, but it is the final lap, so it doesn't really matter. What does matter is Olivier Panis is about to win the Japanese Grand Prix, and with that, he's finally going to win his first World Drivers' Championship, and for us, we will finally win our first World Constructors' Championship. 2001 was a good year, 2002 was a terrible year, 2003 we started getting better, we fell short with Alonso, but 2004 we made one of the best comebacks possible to the year. Back our front runner, kind of like McLaren did in the previous year, and Olivier Panis wins the Japanese Grand Prix, and with that he will win the 2004 Formula 1 World Drivers' Championship. I don't think we get the Vice Championship with Alonso, but why is Michael Schumacher pitting for dry tires? I will never know, but he has done so. Anyway, we win the World Drivers' Championship in the final race. Everyone else left it late. Like David Coulthard on the previous run, on the previous year, where they knocked us out in Europe, but we did our best. Last time around it didn't work, well, almost worked. We did our best this time around, and we were properly rewarded. There is your 1-2. Olivier Panis wins the Japanese Grand Prix from Fernando Alonso. Fisichella is third, just a lap down. Fourth is Jos Verstappen. Kimi Raikkonen is fifth, somehow, some way. Sixth, Mark Webber. Seventh, Rubens Barrichello. Eighth, Enrique Bernoulli. Our championship rivals, David Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher. Ninth and 10th. What a disappointment these two put up. That's insane. 11th, Frentzen. Irvine is 12. Montoya is 13. Not a lot of DNFs, but Michael Schumacher 16 is one of those disappointing teams that I hate. Jaguar again finished without points. So, we did it. So, in the World Drivers' Championship, Olivier Panis, in the final race of the season, he leads the World Drivers' Championship. At the only point it really matters, the last race. More important than that, it's not only a win in the World Drivers' Championship, but Alonso also secured second place thanks to Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher no showing in this race. Absolutely amazing performance. We did everything we had to do. We're properly rewarded with a 1-2 finish in the World Constructors' Championship. In the World Drivers' Championship, I mean. In the Constructors, we absolutely dominated the thing. 37 points over McLaren. Actually, McLaren and Ferrari tied, but I guess McLaren have more wins? That doesn't make much sense to me. They shouldn't? I will check that in a moment, because I'm doubting. 2004 Constructors Champion, Prost Grand Prix, the first of I hope 3. 2004 Drivers Champion, Olivier Panis, one of 3 I also hope. So we went down to 8 million. The reason for that is, of course, we had some expenses. We built a new factory, we were building new stuff, 6 million from the factory and so on. Also, I had to pay my drivers, I had to pay Panis a race bonus and a championship bonus, and I had to pay my staff championship bonus for winning the championship, of course, and Panis for him winning the drivers' championship. So, Olivier Panis cannot believe he has won his first ever world title. Best believe it, man, and we are gonna run it back. I hope. Prost has won its first ever World Constructor Championship and now joined the F1 Elite. Worst manager, of course, Bobby Rahal from Jaguar, and best manager, of course, the championship winning one, myself. So here is the ranking. Of course, we won the championship, both of them, and we rocket up to best manager in Formula 1, which what you will expect. Bobby Rahal, of course, his team sucks, so there's that. Second is Ron Dennis. Third, Eddie Jordan. Fourth, Frank Williams. Fifth, Luca Di Montesemolo. I'd personally move Eddie Jordan to second because Ron Dennis, McLaren had the best car in Formula 1 and they didn't even finish third. Or no, they actually did finish third, but nearly beaten by a Ferrari, man. And beaten, like, look, that's why there's tie. Like, no, I don't think Ron Dennis deserves to be second. He deserves to be fourth and move Eddie and Frank one position. Then you have Tom Walkinshaw, Peter Sauber, Flavio Briatore, Paul Stoddart, Craig Pollock, and Bobby Rahal. We made cash, our sponsors are happy, Panis has won, and we have won. At long last. Thank you. So, in this year, we made, actually, it does say here, 3.7 million. We could have made more, but we won the Constructors' Championship and I built a new factory, so we didn't win as much. So we lost, we spent 64 million and we were expected to make like 83 million next year, so we will make cash next year, about 20 million if my counts are correct. So let me decide whenever who finished second in the Constructors' Championship. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 Ferrari wins. So 1, 2, 3. So 5 Ferrari wins to 3 McLaren wins. So Ferrari is actually second in the World Constructors' Championship and not McLaren. So this game doesn't really take into account the win tiebreaker, which is a shame. Ferrari definitely deserves second place because Ralf Schumacher led pretty much the entirety of the championship. and only surrendered the lead a race ago after the European Grand Prix to Coulthard of all people, who didn't even get to lead it plenty because of course we came in, we saw, we conquered, made one of the greatest comebacks of all time, and yeah, we got him. And we will get 33 million next year, so I'm gonna be able to do whatever the heck I want in terms of like factory and stuff. I'm gonna be able to build a lot of things, but that will be for 2005. That was exactly what I will. This is what I would have expected 2005 to be. Not this year. This was an overperformance or underperformance from everyone else. 2005 was supposed to be the first year that we actually challenged the top teams for the championship. We're gonna run it back. I declare that we will run it back and that we will win the double again, drivers and constructors. Hope to see you in the 2005 build-up. Hope to see you there. Comment, like, subscribe, the usual YouTuber stuff, and support me on Coffee if you really so desire. I'm gonna take a break. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next episode.